but when you really get into this understanding, it's just so freeing. And she was speaking on her broadcast with a very good friend that she was friends with 25 years. I mean, that's a celebration on its own. Literally, I think 25 to 30 years, you know. And as she came on, she even said, I have really nothing much to say, because her friend was saying, oh yeah, she's always been in the back scene, you know, always never coming up front, you know, something like this, but has made such a difference in her life and in her family life and all her decision making. And what was beautiful about it is that Jenny just spoke, like, literally as she was asked the questions, she just like fluently, so clear that I even heard it for the first time. And to me, that gives me great inspiration, because when Jessie asked, like, when we're experiencing things and when we want to share, how would other people perceive it? And that's such a great outlook on how to be able to not just speak, but speak with conviction, in knowing that you're speaking from your heart in a place of bringing out a message that people can hear it for the first time. And I really felt very inspired by that. And I really encourage everybody to listen to her podcast, because it's like literally the whole, whatever magnetic mind, 3 years of what I've gone through, she says it in this broadcast, in one broadcast. So that was like really spectacular. That was really inspiring, you know? Yeah. And yeah, so that's what my breakthrough was for this week.
Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, mine wasn't a breakthrough per se, but just a really good weekend. Mm-hmm. So we invite like 3 couple to have dinner together, and one couple canceled on us. The other couple, he had to go for an emergency in his hometown, and his wife decided like she was too tired and she wanted to stay with the little one. And so we end up just with one couple, and it's the couple we know the least. And they came over and stuff, and then we had dinner, like very kind of a good, enriching, like conversation. And then he ended up like to be a lot deeper conversation than I imagined. So we were really talking the same language. So it was just an amazing conversation. Like I'd say like my wife was a little bit apart from it, but she was just like kind of observing it all. And then she was like, huh. So she kind of fit in, but not, but that she was, I think it really helped her like to kind of like open her perspective on things. So yeah, and then she didn't try to stop the conversation. I think she was just like, yeah, really good with it, and stay in that tension, you would say. And yeah, very good like weekend. So
Thanks, Pascal, so much. I was noticing the tension in our stories as well, as just settling in the tension and allowing it and just waiting for it and holding on to it and just waiting to see what unfolds.
Mm.
The tension of our genius, our greatness, and our gifts.
I notice it's almost like a wave that weaves, and it weaves in between our hearts and our minds, and the ether or superconscious or our soul. Or I know Chris and Hannah have got a different way of using the soul to what I do. But that's what I noticed a lot was today, especially just hearing it in the tone of our voices, where we're coming from. And I'm not always exactly sure, but I just hear a difference.
Mhm. It's not scripted. Just you're listening to the difference, observing the difference, settling in the differences, even though they're just subtle.
Yeah, because there's such beauty in it, right? It's almost like you get to feel the intention. And you get to feel the intention of the gathering.
To accept the gifts.
Mm. And value them by loving them.
And value them by honoring them. Yes. Value and honor. Cherish.
Mm.
Yeah, in terms of cherish, in the conversation I had, the other couple was saying that, you know, they observe me when I'm like with other group of people. They were like, you're not trying to be like the center of the attention, but it's like, you know how to pick up people. And as soon as they said that, like, it was just like, I had to chill, like, all through my spine. It was crazy. They were like, they were naming like a couple guys, and, you know, they were like, yeah, they're trying to be popular, like when we're having like group conversation, but you're not trying that. Like, pretty humble about it, but like you know, if you see like a group of people not talking, you'll just like drop a line, and then they'll start talking again, and then you leave. And I was just like, oh, that's great that they've been observing that. So, you know, so what it reminded me is like, sometimes we don't know like how much we can affect people, you know, and it can be just the one line. Like, I know Jesse's really good at this, you know, like you'll group everything together and be like, that's it, breakthrough. Be like, what? Right? So yeah, and sometimes you don't need to talk much, right? So
I can see that in the lesson of love, Pascal. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's like the difference between servicing people and performing, right?
The discernment. Yeah.
We have too many performers and not enough people that try just to serve people, to probably serve their ego.
All to just fit in and belong.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Pascal, when you said that we don't need many words, what came to me was, as you said, Jesse's good with that, and I can put words to my experience with Jesse's work, and that is that language is the bridge to the experience. That experience is where he goes, where he takes you. That's what it was like for me.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, it was just this huge, wide open space. And maybe without you recognizing it, that's part of what happens when you're with people. Might be in a different way. Might be both.
Yeah, and I've been explaining that's where I'm at, right? I love observing people.
Mm.
You know, that's my joy right now. Whatever the event that happens, just like, oh my God, now I can see their pattern. I can see this. I can see that. Right? It's like, yeah.
I love that, Pascal, because I think with the service that you also do in your other group, in your men's group, you come with expression of service, of expression of just sharing your heart. And when you do that, it's coming from a place that is truly love. And love is what it is. It just shows up. You don't have to sugarcoat it. You don't have to perform. You don't have to be anything than just being. And that's, I feel, when you're in your heart space, that's where the love comes. It just oozes out, and people feel that because that's who you are. That's who you've always been. But now you get to just express it, and that's what I love about the seasons. Sometimes you have to be still and listen, be quiet, less words, less is better. And then there's times when you need to express and share, because then you're actually allowing yourself to go within. So that's very beautiful. Very, very powerful. And it's also taking your power back. The power of love. I'm talking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for your day coming up today, the rest of it, how do you choose to be with the remaining?
I'm going to go with the next phrase which I've used. It's serving me well. Focus, observe, relax, trust.
Thank you, Allison. Being
I'll piggyback on that and say that I choose to listen and respond.
Mm. Nice, Jenny.
I'll go with following from a realization that I had, that I'm going to go with the boredom of being. And as an adrenaline junkie, I just realized that in the doing, I'm great. And I have to be, it's not even necessarily the case of sabotaging identities, but my whole body craving the adrenaline. It's boring not to have the adrenaline hit, right? I don't know, but I'm just after having that realization that I'm that's what happens in my being. I miss the charge of adrenaline. My body does. I suppose secretly I do too. And then my peace, calm, and joy. Finding a way to have the adrenaline hit that. And I can do that by connecting my peace, calm, and joy to the knowing from this place of truth. My creations from this place have to be far greater on the scale of an adrenaline hit than any of my previous habits or striving, craving. The connecting to that, connecting to my creations, the completion of my creations, to bring that experience into the present moment so that I don't crave or attach to the false sense, to the false self, to the ego self. So in the moments of the boredom, where I reach for the calm, the peace, and the joy, I connect to the truth of who I am as a creator. And in that, I connect to my completions. my hit, which far exceeds anything outside of me. So there's my realization and breakthroughs and continuations for the day. Thank you. I'm complete. And I apologize if it makes no sense to anybody. But it does to me. So thanks for giving me the space to make sense of it.
Hmm. Yeah, all of it reminded me of being charged. And the old patterns, yeah, the pressures, the forces, the pushing, the manipulating, the all the other ways of fighting flow, of fighting neutral, of fighting. And I was reading a book, How We Change Minds, and they were talking about like how many they were doing a study where they were going to slowly introduce differences. And they started with a difference, and it was I'm not, let's see, it doesn't matter on it, but it was yeah, it was had to do with spending. Like they were either, I don't remember the contents, but anyway, they put it in a real simple us and them category. And they were looking at how many things they would have to add before people started separating and labeling and pulling an us and an them category. And it was as soon as they put one label on it. So it doesn't matter. It's only one label matters. And as soon as we label it, we start to separate ourselves. It's just so deep in our background. And one of the claims that the author makes of why was around when up in the trees where we began, let's say, and we couldn't eat, his claim, we couldn't eat the adult leaves. So it was the younger leaves that we could eat. And of course, as more and more 8 billion of us came around, there's not enough leaves to eat, you know. All around just the history of being together. And it's learning how to be together. So being charged and not reacting to my reaction. It's easy when I'm in my controlled environment, for sure. When I'm in my space, when I'm here by myself, that's easy.
Sometimes your own space actually is harder when you're being charged by your own demons. As an experience. Also,
I would agree with that.
That adrenaline you spoke of, Lynn, I align it to that. It's like the way my orientation, the way that I think that it has to be, the way that it has to work, and I can acknowledge that, and, that people can just limit themselves for just the bare minimum, and that is just good enough. Can't be any better. So I celebrate all the room, all the space, when we can choose something else. And we can let go of how it's had to been, has to be. And surrender to that scarcity, that limitation, that smallness that, man, so many of us fight for.
It's so interesting how our bodies can take us, or define, maybe the right word is experience, but what I was thinking was just the contrast between how that fear can lead you, or and you experience it in your body, or how your body can lead you into the field, and you just have that complete calm and awe and wonder and joy.
It's so true. In the moment of now, you can only be in one of those places.
Yeah.
In this moment, what is your stillness number? Just to be aware. Opposite of resistance.
I feel nice and still, and I'm observing how in some situations where I just see like you're caught in quicksand and I just see all these gnarly, deformed, ugly creatures like pulling me back. And then, you know, I hear a lot of people say, why is it so much easier to think negative and being the negative than it is just to flip over to the positive? And it's like a catch 22 for humans, because in the chaos and self-sabotage, you know, there's comfort in that because it's familiar. But also in the creation, there's fear, right? There's what I want to be myself, to be my truth. When I attempted that at one stage, it caused a lot of pain to me. So there's pain over there and there's pain here. But the pain here is familiar, so I'll just stay here. So I'm just playing with that. That's just fun right now. But it's just been another realization. Something that I've known, but when I can see all those gnarly creatures trying to pull me back, it's funny. But I think, you know, that subtlety of the sabotage identities or the part-time personalities, that when we do step into our truth, our fullness and our wholeness, that there's underlying fear in that as well. And our systems are trying to protect ourself, like a self-perseverance or something, which works very well at times. Because we did try our truth at one stage and it was rejected. At the time, that acceptance into our tribe was paramount, just as paramount as our food and our water and our clothes. So why in heck would we bite the hand that feeds us, right? That was the initial experience. So when the system experiences again, says, don't go there. Even realizing that we have to train ourselves into a new story around our truth. Our truth is our truth, but when we did experience the truth, it hurt. And to retrain the different emotions around the expression of truth, I think is quite powerful as well.
Thank you, Len. Thank you. You know, as I'm listening. And what came to me is that there's a lot of potential in you that's locked in your genetic code. And then you put yourself in a new situation, then stress that produces that particular situation that unlocks those genes and builds a new part of you. And that's very cool. And who knows how much is locked in you. Yeah. So thank you. And that's not just speaking to learn, that's speaking to me, speaking to everything through my existence now, you know, through my whole life now. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. The exploration of that has just given me a different relationship, a different awareness, and different openness to my end result, to my truth, to my completions, which has been nice. Lifted another layer. It's like a true discovery or something.
Mm.
Hmm.
I am complete for the day. Thank you so much, everybody. This really hit the mark for me this morning. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, Alison.
Thank you, Alison.
Blessings.
Have a
Blessings.
good day. Take care of yourself.
We
Yeah.
love you.
Love you too, Nikki.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye, Jess.
Bye, Allison.
Thank you all. I'm complete as well. Have a great day.
You
Bye,
too,
Jenny.
Jenny.
Bye, Jenny.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye for now. Till next time. Very cool.
Mm.
Yeah, very cool. Woo! The Euro journey, right? It's the Euro journey. The Euro in us. Yeah. I love that.
The Euro?
Yeah, the Euro, you know, the Euro's journey, right? Yeah, the Euro's journey. Just the journey of where we start, where we in the middle, where we in the end. It's just a journey, you know, and we get to process it and it's just like, yeah, it unfolds and then you just see for what it is and then you go, okay, cool. There's no like, oh, ifs or buts or whats or maybes. It's just like you say, a next layer. It's just a layer, you know, like a layer of a cake, you know, it's just toppings. It gets sweeter. I can taste it. If that makes sense. But I think what I love about this is when I heard, you know, you said that makes sense to you. And that's what's important, you know. It's just that what matters to you, you know. It's like, yeah, if people understand or don't understand, it's just that stops you also from allowing you to really go out there and just, you know, do what you want to do. And it's no limits. So I know that feeling, you know, because I want to be understood. I've always wanted to be understood. Yeah. But what I now understand, as long as I have understanding, this is what's important. Because it's that's what really brings out the true essence of your potential of who you are, who you want to become, because it's never going to be there fully. So it's always the becoming, you know, it's the becoming. So when you are hard on yourself, or you're feeling you're not like leveling up, or you're thinking things that, oh, you should have been better, or yeah, there's always room for improvement. But that's the joy of becoming. In parenting, in relationships, in spouse, in life, in hobbies, and everything. It's who you becoming that makes the process of so much more enjoyable now. The pressure's off. Not needing to compare yourself, you know, not needing to think that you're in competition with anyone. Kevin Hart, he's a comedian, he's an actor, he's very known, you know, he's a funny guy. He's a funny guy, and comes out saying, I'm my own competition, you know, I look at my mirror, I look in the mirror and I'm in competition with me.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, I'm not in competition with anyone. And this is the joy, because this is when you really can open up and see, you know, just see for what it is that you can enjoy in another person. You know, when somebody can see, you know, see you for you, and in a way that you can say, oh yeah, they should know that, they know that. But no, they don't really. No, they don't really. But when another person says it and you go, wow, that's really interesting. You know, there is something where people are very not just giving, but yeah, just allowing yourself to expand even more so. Because giving is what you receive. It's what you're giving. You know, it's not the receiving, it's the giving that you really get to receive. You know, if you want love, give love. You know, if you want joy, give joy. You know, you want to be kind, give kindness. It's basically that's
You've got to be it to see it, right?
yeah, exactly, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yes.
yeah, and the more we look into that and you go, oh my God, how simple. But in the beginning, it's not so simple, but it's a practice. And that's what I've just come in to realize, that I've always thought I had to have everything figured out. Like it's got to be a certain way. You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It stopped me so much. I put the limitation, I put the lid on that pot, man. And it was like boiling up. And then when I felt that I had that urge just to let it out, and then people just didn't know where the hell I was coming from, because I was all over the place. But this is the beauty of like really having to practice and be with people that really can have the interest in you as a human, you know. I think that's, you know, to make a person feel that they matter, you know. And also not only that, but I hear you, you know. That is a very beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
You beautiful soul, and all you other peoples here. I'm
Yeah.
gonna. I have commitments, so I gotta pop off.
Yes,
But
go,
thank you.
Lynn. Enjoy. Love you,
Bye.
you beautiful girl.
Thank you, Lynn. Have a good day.
Go kick some ass.
Mhm. Thanks, Lynn.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lynn.
Big love. Have a beautiful
Big
day.
love, hey.
Bye.
Kisses.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, I just want to say, because now we, you know, what I felt in my heart, like there is one person, Lynn. I know she's off now, and maybe it's just meaningful that I say it like this, because, you know, I just felt like that's the beauty of being a woman. Like you can celebrate another woman. I just love that, because women don't know how to celebrate each other. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, I felt, I listened to the replays and I listened to the way I started and where I am now, and how easy and a flow it is for me to speak, you know. And I thought, is it just because I'm with men that are, you know, because there's no judgment, you know. I feel as a woman, when you're in men's company, it's not so much a I'm judging you, you know. I don't know if that makes sense what I'm saying, but it's the truth. But when you're around women, there's a lot of competition. It's like you're not dressing for your man, you're dressing for the woman. It's the truth. It's the truth. Like, in the end of the day, we really think about it. Yeah, you want to look nice, but it's all that, you know. And I feel that. I felt that my whole life. And when you come across another person this is the same sex, and she can just see your you know, your essence, and give you a compliment in, and as you know, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for somebody to celebrate another woman, you know. Very quick to you know, say something, you know, that's not so nice.
Hmm. So good. I've been, an aha for me through all of that
Yeah.
was in the focus. It's like focusing. It's like focusing. It's like, oh, we can focus on our identity,
Mm.
or we can focus on our creation.
Mm. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And just, we are so focused on our identity. There's no room for what are we creating.
Oh my
And
God.
that has us stuck, anchored into the past, not being able to change it.
Yeah, that's it.
Focusing on our identities that have us belong, or we say they belong. In all reality, it's our creations that have us belong. There's our co-creations together that we belong.
Mhm.
Not who we've been, not who we are, not the
Mhm.
past that has been there.
Mm.
That's what I celebrate from my learning today.
Oh, I've written it down that I don't forget that one. I know it's on replay, but I mean, that is so profound. That is like, oh wow, that's it. That's it. I mean, I'm complete. That's it. That's it. That is just complete, 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 complete. Like, honestly, complete. Like, it feels, I can feel it so like to me. Like, that is it. Like, whoa. And that's it. I think I said that a couple of times, but yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's it. That's literally, that's it. It's just so powerful. It's just mind blowing. It's explosive. It's so like clear, and you know, and that's the nice, beautiful thing of just allowing yourself to just be, because when you need to know and it will drop in, it drops in. And when it drops in, you'll just know. And when you know that, that's all that matters. Then everything else will follow through, you know. I honestly, it's that simple, but it isn't. Honestly, it's just what it is, you know. And that's when you get to really celebrate that, you know. I love that. And the more you get to know that, the more you can be still. You don't need to have to say anything. And I love that. I love that. Because the soul doesn't understand, it has English. It goes with metaphors and symbols and visions and things like this. So that's the power.
Yeah, our communication as a child. That was our, without the, before the words, it was like, that's how we were, that's how we made sense of the world.
Wow. My goodness. Wow. Yeah, exactly. Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's it. Wow, that's right.
Focusing on our separations or our togetherness. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, good. So,
Yes.
yeah,
Wow. I'm complete.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it was so good. It was so good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you,
I just
Pascal.
yeah, I want to leave. I think I would ask if Pascal's got anything before
Yes,
we
yes,
close
yes,
out.
please. Yes.
Well, you would just say like in different words, right? Like
Mm,
take the difference between fixing yourself and going for
mm,
your desired reality, right?
mm, mm.
Right. That's
That's it.
Yes.
what it comes down to, right?
Mm. That's it.
And it's like you said, like when you're like woman dressed for other woman, it's really interesting to me.
I
Yeah, so
gave
it's
you a
not for
little.
us, eh? It's not for us, eh?
Yeah, you think it's for you. This is the truth. The word people, um, I don't think women even know themselves unconsciously, but it's the truth. I mean, they're in denial. Of course, you're dressing, but when you're going out at your events, you're not dressing for your other significant. Trust me, you're dressing for the other women. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And they can say whatever they want to say. They have to I have to see their eyes when they tell me that. Because sorry, I have to say pass. But if they want to, it's just it's just something that is. And yeah, it's a different chemistry. It's a different, obviously, naturally it's a different, but it mainly boils down to how you see yourself, really how you see yourself, yeah. Mm.
And do you think they're doing this because women are more observant?
No, not so much observant. More comparison. Like there's a lot of comparison, and as much as you can like somebody or think, or not like them, you don't even have to know them. You're making comparisons. Yeah. Because it's a mirror reflection, it's all a mirror reflection of what you choose and what you want. Because basically jealousy is a blocked desire. It's what you want, what you see in others.
Right.
It's just a blocked desire. So if you have that understanding that, the same, but when you can see what you want to see in others, in yourself, then you will be able to embrace that and take something good of it, not something that you have to tear down. You build it up rather. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mm.
Because it's interesting because men, I don't know, like I feel I just dress for myself, right? Like
Yeah,
because
absolute.
it feels good, you know.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, you're a man, I wouldn't know, but that's the truth. Men are, I mean, I'm obviously I don't know, I can't speak for men because I'm not a man, so I wouldn't know.
Right.
My wife tells me what to wear, Pascal.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
tells you what to wear. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
can't
yeah.
you can't wear that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no, she helped me to pick up my clothes. Like if I go to like a store, right? Like she'd be like, no, you should buy this one. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
really?
yeah. Of course.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh
all
yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, for sure.
yeah, and then usually I get compliment from it, right? Like, but
Yeah, of course.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely they changed my wardrobe, but at the end of the day, I usually choose what I want to wear. But sometimes,
Yes.
yeah, she'll say something. She'll be like, "You sure you want to wear this?" Right? And I'm like, pretty comfortable. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, comfortable
Yeah,
is king. I hear
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, so funny.
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny
Yeah.
how different we are, right? Yeah,
Oh, totally. Yeah.
and I'm a
Yeah.
little disappointed that women don't dress for me. I thought,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I can't say it's like a as Jesse would say, how you say a thumb rule. Yeah, Jesse, thumb
Rule
rule.
of thumb. Yeah, rule
A
of thumb.
rule
Yeah.
of thumb. Thank you. There's my,
Yeah.
my twisting of words. But rule of thumb, he says that in the session sometimes. I like that. What's it say again?
Oh, rule
It's
of thumb.
yeah, rule of thumb. It's not a rule of thumb. Yeah, yeah, but it is 95% of the time, maybe 99% of the time. Of course, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
It just validates, our attachment to
exactly.
our identity is like to secure and save and maintain and preserve or go get some. Yeah, it's like it's whatever
Yeah.
one you're in, rather than focusing on, or where we should be is just like, what do you want? How do you want it to be? What? And like in the creation aspect of it, it's like,
Yes.
such a different space, amplifying versus tear down.
Amen. That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
Amplifying our brothers and sisters.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like competition is an interesting one,
Yeah.
because if I compete against someone, yeah, maybe my goal is to win, but I want to win against the people that are equal or stronger than me, right? For me, like that's real competition. If I compete against always weaker than me, then like, yeah, it might be validating, but in the same time, like, did I really win?
Mm.
Right? So I'm not growing. So yeah, it's a really interesting one for me.
Yeah.
But we know that if you compete always against the strongest, you might lose all the time, but you'll grow right. So it's to find that right balance.
It's the same as not being the smartest person in the room. If you're the smartest person in the room, then you need to get out of that room, because you're only
Or
hearing
you
what you
stay
want.
in that tension
Yeah.
and you learn from others, and eventually you might be the smartest one in the room, right? But if you just get out because it's your pattern, every time there's something challenging, you get out, then obviously you won't become, right?
Yeah.
Right. And it comes down to say, like, because in 2003, it was my goal was to being comfortable of being uncomfortable. So if I've been comfortable in any situation that they're really uncomfortable for me, then that's when I'm growing the most. Right? That's my fear. Yeah.
And just defeating the identity aspect of us, that fitting in, that good enough to belong.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, I'm complete. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm too. Thank you so much. That was
Thank you,
awesome.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Pascal. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Well, have a great rest of your day, and thank you for
I
being
I
here.
will.
It helped
I
my
will.
day.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
Thank you.
too.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye.